I'm Damien and welcome on my guitar lesson YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a very interesting lesson on how to understand the color of modes of the major scale. So we're going to work on modes of this famous major scale that we worked on. We've seen in the harmonizations all the degrees, and we saw that out of the scale we had a chord family. So this is all in connection with what we call the modes. So when you think about modes, I would like you to think about colors. Yes. If you mix, for example, the color blue and yellow, you will get green. Look at a painting, for example. That's how you do paintings, that's how you do colors, mixing colors. So we're going to be using like chords from the same chord family with a certain scale, and without knowing, you're already playing modes. But there's all kinds of different ways to make them sound better than others. So let's start from the beginning. So we have the modes here. They come from, the story of the modes is that it comes from ancient Greek tribes a long time ago, like between 2,000 and 1,000 years before our era. And we had like the Ionian tribe, Dorian tribe, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. And these were the names that we kept after for building our music theory construction in the Middle Ages. And also, even before that, it was used for architecture. So that's why you have all those strange names. So they have an ancient Greek origin, or from Anatolia before it was Turkey, the country Turkey. So let's start with the first mode here. So the first mode, we're going to work it out of the C scale. All of the modes are coming out of the C scale. The Ionian mode is going from C to C. So I'm going to play the exact structure here, how it's written here for the Ionian modes. We're going from the note C to C. So that is C major, okay? So the C Ionian mode here, same structure than the major scale. You have a major seventh and a major third. So it has a connection with something that's major. The second mode here, we're going to play the Dorian mode. So a little story about the Dorian mode. The Dorian mode in ancient Greek times was a mode that was used for going at war and also for funerals. So you can probably hear some of that in movies, different movies treating about the ancient Greeks or Macedonians, for example. So Dorian mode, we're going from here to D. So we're going to call it D Dorian. So already here we hear this different color. So in the tensions of the Dorian mode, here we have the tonic, major, second, minor, third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major second, minor seventh. This belongs more to a minor chord. Now let's go on the Phrygian. So we're going from E to E, so we're going to play E Phrygian here. So we start on the E here, so. And you can find this mode here, for example, in Spanish music, but also, for example, heavy metal or metal parts of songs here. So that's the color of the Phrygian. So some people are going to say, ooh, I don't like that sound. Well, it's the Phrygian mode, and a lot of people use it. So get used to it. Next mode here, let's go on F Lydian. So we're going from F to F. So this one here is very interesting here. there will be another video on the modes on the modal chords. To be more precise, the Lydian mode here has something really interesting in the structure of his structure here. So we have the tonic, major, second, major, third, sharp 4. So the fourth is augmented there. So we have... Okay, so we have that tritone here, right here, see? And so this one here would more belong to a major chord. Next mode here, the mixolydian. So mixolydian mode here, in the 70s, the mixolydian mode was used a lot. You can listen to Carlos Santana, for example. So we're going here from G to G. So we're going to play G mixolydian. So here, same structure here. It's has the same structure as a major scale, except that the 7th is minor. So it's a flat 7 if you prefer. Mixolydian mode there. So that would belong more to a major chord, and more precisely to a dominant chord, a 7th chord. Let's move on to aeolian here. So aeolian right here, we're going to be playing from A to A. So we're going to have aeolian. You can find different names like aeolian, aeolian. All depends on what authors are deciding to put in their theory lessons. So. So here in the structure, you have the tonic, major, second, minor, third, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, minor 6, and flat 7, or minor 7. This will go with a minor chord. And we'll come back to the chords here right after. I just want you to hear the different colors of the modes here. There's some modes that you're going to prefer more than others, but that's going to be your own choice. And the last one here, the Locrian mode. So I know the names are pretty strange, but that's their names. You had in the Middle Ages even more different name of modes that was written here. Now this is the common. These are the common names that we give to the modes of the major scale. So here we go on the Locrian. We're going from B to B, and we'll be playing B Locrian. So. So already I hear that you're thinking, wow, this could be interesting for doing movie soundtracks. That's correct. Some modes are going to make you think about situations. So that's why it's interesting to get into theory and apply it on the instrument. So the Locrian mode here, you have the tonic, minor 2nd, minor 3rd, perfect 4th, flat 5, minor 6, and minor 7. So this is going towards a minor chord. So now, talking about the color of the modes here. You heard at first when I started playing, I had a backing track here, and I was playing all the chords of the C major harmonization. So C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, and B minor 7, flat 5. So please review the harmonization to better understand this lesson here. And that's in my previous video. So, how does it work? Technically, you have the structure of the mode. And I know people are following other people on YouTube saying this is the position of the IONIAN mode. Now you can improvise. Just forget about all that stuff. In terms of theory, it's correct. When you're going from C to C, it's Ionian. If you're going from D to D, it's D Dorian, because it's the structure. But that doesn't mean that it's going to sound Dorian or Ionian. So the real story about this, and we're coming back to colors, is that if I'm playing if I'm improvising over a C major chord, as you notice here, all those notes have no sharps or flats. They're all notes of the C major scale. So when you're improvising, I can play C major scale going up and down, and you're going to realize all over all those chords, and you're going to realize that yes, I'm playing modes. Playing modes is playing, for example, here, C major scale over the chord, the harmonization of C major. And that's how you have to think the modes. Don't think in terms of position, because this will never work. Now there's some notes you can target to make it sound more modal. Okay? So technically, if you know all your positions of C major scale, improvising over the harmonization of C major, you're playing modal. So when I'm playing improvising C major scale over C major 7, it's going to sound C Ionian. When I'm playing C major scale over D minor 7, it's going to sound D Dorian. When I'm going to play C major scale over E minor 7, it's going to sound E phrygian. When I'm going to play C major scale over F major 7, it's going to sound F Lydian. When I'm going to play C major scale over G7 or G, it's going to sound G mixolydian. When I'm going to play after C major scale over A minor 7 chord, it's going to sound A aeolian. And when I'm going to play C major 7 over B minor 7 flat 5, it's going to sound B locrian. And let me prove it to you. So I just proved to you that playing C major scale over all those chords, I was playing modal. There we go. So forget about all the YouTube videos where they're telling you, if you play this position here, you will sound Ionian Dorian. No, it depends on the chords you're playing and the scale over the chord. That's why I'm thinking modes in terms of colors. So that if you mix a scale with a certain chord, it's going to sound a certain mode, and also depending on the degrees there. So you can have similar chords in different harmonizations, so it will be sounding a different mode. But there, though, you have to think in terms of degrees, and that's another lesson we will see later here. So here you have all the different modes. So interestingly here, some of the modes here, you can use a pedal looper, for example. I use my Dido here for playing this here, and just loop one chord and improvise each mode like that till you work on the whole neck of the guitar and explore the whole modes here. So for example, some of the modes here, we're talking about the Dorian mode. If I take for example a D on the bass, and I'm going to play all the notes of C major, since that's what I explained, on the 3rd string. Improvising on D Dorian mode using C major scale on a bass of D, and you can hear that there's definitely a different color. I could do the same thing here if I'm using, for example, a bass of G, and using C scale, I'm going to make it sound mixolydian. So I'm going to play notes on string 2, for example. G mixolydian. And same thing, you want to play an A aeolian here. I'm going to play notes out of, on string 4 of C major. Now the Phrygian mode we were talking earlier, you can make it sound more metal if you want. So here I'm playing between the E and the F here. So between the tonic of the mode, so E in the minor second. So that's another way how to explore the modes. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please subscribe to my guitar lesson YouTube channel. It's a lot of work, and if you want more videos, I need more subscribers and more views. So if you enjoyed this lesson, please click on the like and subscribe. Have fun, have a good practice on the modes.